The through ball meta has taken total control over FC26, and so you're probably getting tired of conceding goals because of through balls like the one you're seeing right here in the background. And you're thinking to yourself, man, how the hell do I stop those Pina first time through balls all over the pitch in this game? Well, I'm here to show you today with a step-by-step guide on how to defend through balls better and concede less goals because of them. Now, before we get into that, guys, a quick little self-plug, because right now our Black Friday offers are still live, so you can grab our FC26 Season Pass for our premium content on the Guide Plus at a 50% discount, only 50 something out of 100 left. And if you're looking for private coaching, then right now with every order, you're getting our FC26 Attacking Mastery course on top for free. So if you're looking to improve or you have a loved one that you want to make a nice creative Christmas present or holiday present to, then definitely check out those Black Friday offers while they're still live. Links in the description. So, defending through balls. The first thing we need to understand is, when do we actually need to switch to our backline and pick up a run in order to defend the through ball? This is really important, guys, because if you switch to your backline too early, you're not going to have any pressure on the opponent and on the ball, and this is going to hurt you in the long run. So it's really important that you know, in situations like this one, for example, is there actually a through ball threat right now that I have to take care of myself? And the answer in this specific spot is no, because right here the striker is making a run, but she's still so far away from my backline, and you can already see my AI center back right here is picking up the through ball. Then there's another run over here, but that's also covered by my fullback. So right here, there's no immediate threat on my backline. So it's much better in a scenario like this to stick to your midfielders and run back with them until you need to switch to your backline. Because if I switch right now, let's say to Marquisio right here, then you're not really going to be able to put any pressure on the ball, and the opponent can just continue dribbling and wait until one of these runs becomes dangerous, and this is no bueno for you. So what you want to do is stick with your midfielders. You can see everything's taken care of, like no dangerous through ball available. If he tries to play deep right now, I will always get to the ball first. So I can instead apply pressure and force the opponent to slow down and not play the through balls, or just outright win the ball like this. Now, how does it look like when we actually need to do something and we need to jump in and make a switch to our backline in order to defend the through ball? Well, it looks something like this right here. So let's have a look. The attack from the opponent is starting. He's going to move forward. You can see same thing. For now, I'm going to stick with my CM in order to cover this big space right here in the middle and make it just harder for the opponent to play forward. Obviously, this is kind of the pass I want to stop him from making right now. In the end, I overcommit a little bit and he cuts inside and plays the pass. And now here you can see he's triggering the run, and this is definitely a situation where we need to switch. I even realize it a little bit late here, so this is really kind of alarm situation, we really got to do something now, because as you can see, he's triggering this run, and this striker right here is about to cross the offside line, about to cross my back line, and my AI defender actually isn't really picking up this run right here. So whenever you see that a striker is getting dangerously close to your backline, so right here you just gotta look at the striker and you gotta see, oh, he's actually getting pretty close while my defender is still kind of looking the wrong way. This striker is accelerating. I gotta do something about it. So what I'm going to do right here is going to be a right stick switch to my center back quickly in order to then move back and kind of cut off this passing lane right here, and that's how we're able to then intercept the ball. Obviously, the Playstyle Plus from Marquisio helps there as well. And now I want to show you how the pros do this. So this right here, I can quickly show you, is from Manu Bachur against Emre Yilmaz in the FC Pro Open, match day 2. So this was, just recently, and you can really see how crazy these pros are. Just look at this. First through ball defended over here, second through ball defended down here, Then we have the third through ball defended here, fourth defended here. And then on the fifth, he's actually making a mistake and still conceding because Manu also played it really, really well in the attack. I will break down why I think Emre conceded here, but let's first talk about the right stick switching. So as you can see, it starts out with the same thing. It's important to understand how early these runs are triggered. Like right now, Mbappe is being triggered. He wants to pass the ball to Pina, then take the touch and play through, you know, like it is the meta. And so what you're going to see is, as long as he can, Emre is pulling back his midfielder in order to apply some pressure to the ball. Then as soon as the ball goes to Pina or is about to go to Pina, he makes the quick switches like this and like this with the right stick in order to get to his fullback. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how do I practice right stick switching? How do I get good at it? I want to use it, but I struggle. Then again, I can only recommend you that the Guide Plus. We have a full practice course on there where we show you exactly how to practice right stick switching. The right stick switching lesson is even free, so you can check it out. Link's going to be in the description, and you can get like a picture of how the content on the Guide Plus is and enjoy that lesson, practice the right stick switching. And then if you're interested, right now you can still pick up the Black Friday season pass at a 50% discount. So definitely something to consider there. Now, the next thing we gotta understand after we pick up the through ball and we pick up the run from the opponent is how do we position? That's like the really important next step in order to defend through balls. Because if you position too far forward, like right here, for example, then the opponent can still play the through ball and get to the ball first, especially with players like Mbappe on the wing, you know, that are really, really quick. Now, if we defend too far, like back, you know, and our distance from the attacker is too far, he can still play to him, and also we kind of break our own offside line like crazy, and we're still going to be in trouble a lot. So what you need to do is you need to stay a little bit ahead of the opponent. You want a little bit of distance between you and him, and you want to stay on the inside, okay? That's really important as well, because if you allow the opponent to kind of play to the outside, you're still fine because you can still kind of cut him off and get ahead of him. But if you're too far outside and all of a sudden you allow the opponent to play through and get to the ball first, that's a really big problem. So you want to stay a little bit ahead and cover the inside. Now, should you sprint for that? Should you jockey for that? It depends on the situation, guys. You can see right here, he switches, he starts sprinting, slows down a little bit, starts sprinting again, and then he switches when he sees that Manu turned around here. So now Manu is turned around, so we're going to switch to the other run that is being created right here. So we have picked that up right now. Again, we're hugging the inside line, and so you cannot do anything right here. And then you can see as soon as this through ball is kind of covered and we're in a pretty solid formation with our back line and there's no immediate through balls available because these players are still very far, we need to apply pressure again, because this is going to be the third step, and in my opinion, the step that Emre is kind of neglecting here a little bit. He's too careful about the through balls, if I may criticize a player that's much better than myself. And you're going to see why I think that and like what's the case. So we start running back. This is really, really good, because whenever we can get a central midfielder or a CDM, depending on your formation, this is the 4-5-1 I'm thinking right here from Emre. If you can get one of those into your defense, it's going to be really, really good for you. So as we can see, he starts doing that, but then he switches to his center back really early to pick up this run, which is still so far away that I personally believe probably Chiellini would pick that up on his own, and he shouldn't worry about this through ball. He should just, you know, pull back his central midfielder right here. But again, who am I to criticize someone like Emre? Anyways, it's not being played this through ball, so right now you can just see Manu didn't play any of those through balls that were covered. At least he didn't attempt to play them deep. So now he's playing over here. Next through ball is getting picked up, but now we have this problem where we have this kind of space here in the middle, and our central midfielders are just not in the play. This is really important. You need to understand when to pick the through ball up, you need to understand how to position. And the third step, as I said, you need to still be able to apply pressure on the ball, or at least understand once you got a little bit of a break where you don't need to defend the through balls, then you need to apply pressure to the ball. So we didn't do that here. So essentially we had to defend like 4 through balls in a row. The 5th in a row, we mess up on the last one and it's getting punished. So how can we apply pressure to the ball in these situations where, you know, the opponent is having the threat of a through ball available? So what you need to do is either get your CM in there as a second man press defender. That's like the best case scenario, because then you can apply pressure on the ball and defend off the ball with your manually selected players. So let's look how you know, we can do that. So right here, I start by switching to my CM in order to pull the CM down here. You know, it's my left CM, but my right CM is just too far forward in this case. So I use my left CM to run back here and get her into this space so that I have a player there available. Now, the opponent starts by triggering this run down here, and he wants to build the triangle, you know, where he can play the first time through ball. So I start by switching over here, and already, because I don't like the position my fullback is in, you can see he's a little bit out of position, too far inside and too far up. So I switch to him really early in this case. So I switch, activate the second man press. I get Yamal here, which I don't really want. I want my CM to come back because it's her job, you know, to defend right here. So I let go of the second man press for a moment to hopefully pick up the central midfielder here, and it works. So now I have kind of the ideal scenario where I can fully focus on defending the through ball, and you can see right now I'm in the jockey because Rashford needed to sprint such a long way so that I can let him catch up a little bit, because I don't want to stay too deep, you know, I don't want to sprint all the way back here, as I already explained. So the opponent is now playing inside here, and I have the second man press on him, so I can defend the through ball. Let's say he doesn't play the through ball into my feet right here, but instead he receives the ball. I have my CM kind of being really aggressive, chasing him, because I got him pulled in with the second man press with R1 here. And so that will allow me to then later on switch to my CM and manually apply pressure if I feel the need for that. So that's like the one way you can do this. The other way is realizing when no through balls are available anymore, and you can step out a little bit more aggressively with one of your backline defenders. So this is the final scene I have for you guys right here today. So let's have a look right here. The opponent is playing through. I actually switch a little bit early, so you can see I need to be passive right now. There were just so many runs. I switched a little bit preemptively. Also missed out on using the second man press here. Can happen sometimes, you know, we're all not perfect, and sometimes you're so focused on the runs and everything that you miss the timing to activate. But I should have activated R1 here for the second man press. So now I defend this through ball right here. He plays it short. I need to pick up the next through ball right here, defend that one as well. And now we get to this moment where he is looking towards the inside right here, where he doesn't have any passing option. Everything's covered. And he also cannot really continue dribbling towards here because my AI defender is coming in there, and overall, like, this is all really well covered. So I'm thinking what the opponent will do is probably dribble like this and then look for something out here. And this is my cue that right now he doesn't have any options available. I took away all those through balls from him, so I can now move in and kind of win the ball right here. So this is what I do. I move in, I see him dribble there, move in, tackle, and win the ball. So this is really, really important, guys, that as soon as you take these options away from the opponent and he is not able to play a through ball anymore, you are confident enough to go aggressive. Like, you got to recognize these moments where when you're in a pretty stable position again and you can actually go in and tackle, because otherwise you're going to stay passive forever and the opponent can essentially pick his moment at some time when you just mess up. So that's it for this video. Next nice tutorial is linked on the screen right now. Check it out and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.